There you go. Okay, hello. Welcome to weekly call 6. We took a break last week, so I think it was great. Everybody can spend time, and I mean, I did enjoy time with the kids. So there's a lot of birthday party anyway, so it's fun. So just want to talk about the market. It's ending April 5th, so we're gonna talk about um, the stock market moving forward for April 8th, the week of April 8th. So what do I think about the market? The market seems it's overbought. At this point, the Williams, you can see it's grinding higher, and you can see the market basically had a pushback a little bit on the 2800 area, and then start grinding higher again. So yeah, there's a lot of choppy here, and then keep going, grinding higher. One of the note that we still holding um, the breakout point, which is around the 2816 area. That's what we talk on the weekly call for, and then we basically held the support, and we keep marching higher. Now, just by looking at the ES, that's what the condition right now. If we go to NQ, which is for Nasdaq future, um, as you can see, it's basically already broke the resistance back in weekly call 4 as well. I mentioned that we already broke first. This one basically also held the support. You can see that. Let me mark it here. So, all right. So there you go. You can see this area. It's not perfect, but you can see the line. So you held the support and then also bounce and then it keep grinding higher. Now Nasdaq, it looks like it's gonna test this double top. I'm gonna also mark it here. So we are within that range right there on the higher upper range. So I think it's gonna hit that double top. Now the question is, should we short from here or not? What do you think, Heather?
I would get ready to short.
Okay. So one thing that no, that's a good question and answer right there. But you need to look at multiple. I would recommend to look at multiple things, right? ROT, which is represent IWM. What is the kind of thing right now? There you go. You can see clearly better on the IWM because I do have all the fan channel here. As you can see, this is what from the weekly call for as well. We never broke this on the weekly call for, and then it's just plummet, and then it's just sideways. Now it basically going to test that again. So it is also closer to that level. Now the question is, this is showing as the W pattern. Um, I don't know if I want to short IWM, and I think this will keep going higher, even though it could be potentially there's 1 day or 2 days pullback, and then it just keep going up again. So it's kind of minor liquidation. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so that's for the IWM and Nasdaq. Let's go take a look at the Dow, which is the DIA. Same thing. This is already broke. This is just broke basically. So the resistance broke this week, as you can see right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say 5, and then we went up. Now the question is for this one as well, what we're gonna do from here. We don't know yet. I would say maybe the minor pullback, it's just gonna hit that support now, and then it's gonna continue grinding higher again. What else? IBB, which is the biotech. Same thing you can see from here. It's just basically now it's testing the resistance here. Right there, which is basically holding the second support right there, right? So it's kind of the tough market right now to see and to expect a bigger pullback, which is I don't think that will happen. So that's something to consider it. If you really want to short for a day or two, because I don't think there's going to be any bigger pullback anytime soon. The market just loving what they're doing right now, and it's giving a little bit difficulty to see where we're gonna go next. I mean, I do want to have a bigger pullback, so it's gonna be a discount day to buy more, but I don't know. I don't want to fight the trend. I don't want to fight the market, because otherwise you're gonna get slammed with that stuff and then losing the bigger money. So I think Dow, oh, I'm sorry, not Dow, IBB will start testing this, and then if that break, then it will start going to the next one, which is 120-ish area, and then 123 is the top, the double top right there. Am I missing anything? Oh, semiconductor. This guy is a crazy one. So we talk about this also on a weekly call 4. We basically look at this breakout 105, and I bought it as well. I got sick on the next day. I only making profit for $200. I was expecting that 110 was my target. That was roughly about 1,200 profit, but apparently I did not get that much. So only $200. And then the next week, basically pull back, right? As we can see, it tried to fail break, and then it goes up again. So semiconductor, I think is gonna try to go the double top here. That's given. It's only about 2 points, and you can see the volume is great. There's a squeeze there. The William, I know is showing overbought, but hey, the market doesn't care. You just keep going higher. And you can see also the Bollinger Band is just drifting higher as well. So the market at this moment is bullish. I would say bullish sideways. Yeah, just be careful when you short. It's possible we do have a minor liquidation, but I don't think it's going to be a big one. If it does a big one, it needs to break. It needs to break all that support level. So for example, the ES is going to be between the 2,800. Right, those are the breakout point that need to stay or that need to break. Then we can see all that double bottom on December. If it doesn't break, then forget it. We're just gonna go sideways and higher. We'll probably stay within the range. Nasdaq, the same thing. As long as you know where's the support and resistance and the breakout point, then that's gonna be the major support right there. And that's also probably your target if you short the market and it pull back to that level, sell it right away, because this major support will help at this point. Any questions so far? You excited to go back to trading again?
Yes. 1 week and a half off is a long time.
Oh, I know. Well, welcome back then. I know Tesla. I make a mistake on Tesla. I'm not gonna wait, hang on. Why do I make that smaller? I made a mistake on Tesla. I drew the channel incorrectly. It was showing like this instead the yellow line. Let me change this to yellow. So I was thinking this is already the breakout point. I did the credit put spread. I was making money. And then the next day it hit that channel, the yellow one, which is the correct line. And the next day we saw the news with that missed delivery, even though they produce more. So I have to roll over my credit put spread because it hit my I bought it like 270. I sell 275 put, expire on April 5th, which is yesterday. Um, Supposed to be yesterday. And then the downside, I bought 270 put, which is about $1.09. And then I bought 5 contracts, so it's about roughly about 500-ish credit spread if expired within above that 275. It pulled back basically all the way to 260, and then it bounced back to 270. I roll it over to July, which is I have to pay up because it's below the 275. So I pay up about $250 total. So I realized minus $1,000 on Tesla, but I have unrealized because I roll over, unrealized about 1,250. So it's about $250 differences credit still. Now I still have to play Tesla all the way to July, basically to get the gain of the $250. But it's okay. I mean, it's all about timing. So
I mean, honestly, they always miss delivery, so it's like one
exactly.
of those little discount days, but they'll bounce back. They
Yeah,
normally
as you can
do.
see right here, there's a big volume on that pullback.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, give me 1 second. Let me finish up this. So it is. I mean, look at that. The volume is big. People are buying it.
Hmm.
And then of course, the next day on Friday, which is closing on 275. So it drives me crazy on that because otherwise I can still holding it and then gain that 500 something dollar. But it is what
Yeah.
it is. I'm on Toby.
Yeah, Tesla's just notorious all the time for missing delivery. That's just their trend. But that bounce back will come,
Yeah.
like you
So
said.
we'll see. Let me erase this the bad drawing so it doesn't confuse. So I don't know. We'll see if this the simple moving average 20 and the EMA 8. Let's say it got breached. So I think Tesla is gonna play in this area and is gonna try to push higher again.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
yeah, if this is stay, then we probably will see lower, which is the triple or the fourth support right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around 250. So that will be
Hmm.
also a major support for a bounce. If it doesn't bounce, oh, get out right away because it's gonna go down to 200. So, but I think looking at the volume, this 260, it probably will become a support at this moment. So we'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah, so I still have position until July on that. That's fine. Um, let's see what else. Oh, WTW. So I did have a position on this credit put spread 19. So I sell 19 and expire April 12th. I'm sorry, April 5th. And then I buy 17 put April 5th as well. That I basically put the spread 2 weeks ago, and it basically 19 held as a champ. As you can see, it broke a little bit and then it bounced back again. WTW, I believe it does have power to go up. 2250, that's the first target I have. If that break, we're gonna be on a big gap fill right here, which is a good area to play. Um, it probably it'll go test this, pull back a little bit, and then it's gonna try to go up again, or maybe we just sideway in this area. But 21, as you can see, we've been trying to breach 21 multiple times, so now 21 has become a support. Yeah, so this credit, I believe I got $400 on this trade, and that one is expired wordless, so which is great. Um, EA, I mentioned this on the group. 100 was the support and it got breached. I was thinking to do a credit put spread here, but I was like, you know what? I don't like it because it just kept knocking the door multiple times and then it did fell off. Now, 97-ish was the support. You can see there's a down, there's an upper trend right here. And he held a cham right here as a support and then it bounced on the next day and back to the 99 again. So where do I think EA going? I don't know. We are basically on the, you can see the yellow line is also on the red line on the bottom. That's creating a triangle. So it's gonna getting more tight and tighter. So eventually, if it's gonna go sideways on this one, it's gonna tell us if it's gonna go up or it's gonna break down. If it's gonna break down, there's another blue line here, which is the trend channel. This one needs to stay. If it doesn't stay, then it will go down here back to the 85. So gotta be careful with EA. Just to see this blue line right here around 96 area. And I do have an alert here. So it will tell me basically if it breached that area or not. Overall, I do like EA because I think the gaming, it's bringing more players, right? Especially with the new one. But if you look at the whole sector of gaming, ETFI is basically broke that let me see on the daily here. Yeah, that resistance, right? And then he held as it's really good. So I do like the gaming sector. Let's take a look at the take two. See, also like it's making a low high. So I think the gaming sector it's doing good, I would say. And it does have more power. But of course, going back again, the whole market, right? The market going higher, but this sector is not. So that's a question mark. So it is considered as a weak sector. If the SPY and the NASDAQ, all the bigger major stocks start pulling back with that minor liquidation, then I would say this bad boy is also pulling back and testing the support. Unless we're looking at there's a major rotation money from, I don't know, maybe from banking or maybe from something else, or maybe from semiconductor. You know, people are selling NVIDIA or people selling e-commerce, right? And then they basically putting money on the gaming industry. So it's a possibility, but I don't think that will happen anytime soon, especially the rotation money. Normally it happened at the end of the quarter. So, and we already passed that. Yeah, so that's take two. Any stock that you want to take a look, Heather?
Amazon.
Amazon. All right, let's take a look at that. That's one. It's already broke 1800. Yeah. So we spoke this stock, or we talked about this stock a while back as well. This range you got broke. The support stay, hold like a champion, and it just keep grinding higher. Now, where do we think it's going after this? Let's see. So I know this one is another resistance. Oh, let me change that to, yeah, we have that one right there. So we're looking at somewhere around 1870-ish something, 1860. That's one target. Should you go long on this? I would rather not to, because you're trying to, I don't know, 30 point, trying to gain 30 point, but anything can happen. It can fall off back to that support level again. Yeah, that's one. Now, what happened if that level breach? Then you do have another level to see, which is around 1920, 1925. And then, of course, double top right there, or triple top, I would say. Now, there's a way you can play this, which is you can sell a credit put spread, but I don't think there's going to be enough juice to gain the credit put spread. So if we look at this trade, this is not accurate. I'm gonna tell you because it's a weekend, right? So the number of the credit, the option spread here is gonna be a little bit wacky. So let's say let's take a look at the support. So what I can think of, let's say if this pullback goes to that 1760, okay? So we're gonna take a look, 1760-ish, and I'm gonna try to sell vertical. And we're hoping that level will hold as a trend. So let's say 10-point differences. So that will give us about 46 cents per contract. And that will expire on April 12th. If you want to sell 10 contract, then that's going to be around $460. But of course, the margin on this, because it's 10 times 10s, that'll be 10 grand. So for me, by looking at the risk reward, $460 on the credit, and then I'm basically putting a margin for 10 grand. It's not a margin, it's basically a requirement. You're betting 10 grand to make 460. I don't know if you call it margin or not. I don't think it's a margin. I could be wrong. Um,
I always see it as a margin.
it's margin. Okay, so it is a margin then. All right, so yeah, so the risk reward for me is not that great unless you want to push it out to April 18th. Then you're getting about $1.12, but you're expecting that move on April 12th. It's gonna be around. I'm sorry, it's April 18th. So let me move down a little bit. That's gonna be around $58. So Amazon can move about $58
Yeah,
from
it's
here,
huge.
either
Mm.
going up or going down, is around $58. So let's say next week, like just talking about, hey, Monday, we're gonna have a pullback, right? You pull the trade on Monday, you're getting $1.12. So from next week on the 8th until the 18th, Amazon can go sideways for $58 here until that becomes smaller and smaller, or it can pull back and hit the support and then it just keep bouncing and sideways. Who knows, right? I don't have a crystal ball, but it potentially, or it can go up and then it can start minor pullback and then keep sideways. So far, this is the support. I would recommend for you to also just double check, right? Because I don't want to make the same mistake with Tesla. So far what I'm seeing is this is a support right here from the left. This is resistance, support, and then going back here again, it's resistance, another resistance, another resistance, becomes support, support, support. So this level, I think it's good. And then the blue line here is the 20 SMA. So, and then that level, I think it might grinding up higher. So if there's any pullback, it might stay within that 20 SMA. But do I want to pull the trigger, putting margin for 10 grand and then only making, I don't know, about 11, 1200? Yeah and no. I just want to see where the market is going first. Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree very much.
Yeah. Or you can just pull you can just wait and then when it pull back and then you can buy, right? So that's the other way to do it. You don't want to chase it, but you just wait until it pull back, then you buy it, and then you sell it the next day or whatever it's bounce, right? Um, it just a patient. I would say just be patient with this stock. All right. So what else? Any other stock? Do you
Honestly,
have
I've
do you
really been
have this
following.
position long, right?
I'm out of all positions, so
Oh,
I'm
you
trying
are
to
okay.
get back in, and it's been very difficult to read the market this last week.
Well, especially if you're not active, then yeah,
Yeah,
it's better to just stay away
right.
because you don't
Wait
want
for
to get
discount day, get back in.
exactly, exactly. So All right. You mentioned that there's another stop that you want to see, or
Boeing.
boy, ooh, I like that. Which is I forgot on my note here. Um, we mentioned this on the weekly call for the 380 was the resistance, and
Mm-hmm.
it got breach in this level right here, 382. So 382, and then we basically went up, pull back a little bit, and then 382 becomes support, and then the next day basically bounce again to 396, and then there's a minor pullback right there. Um, it's it's all depends on the news at this point. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So if I believe there's a news, FAA is working with I don't know, they're doing some kind of trying to get some fix on the Boeing 737 Max. So if that basically resolved, this thing can go up and then fill the gap right here at 418, 416. At this point right now, just watch that 382 and the next level, which is the 400 level. You can play either way, right? You can play either, hey, you want to short this if it break 382, or you want to go long when it breaches the 402, and then just play with the gap fill. Just be careful because at this moment right now, Boeing is just going sideways, and then I would say just waiting on the news if they're gonna fix it as soon as
Yeah.
possible, or there's another issue that basically they're seeing.
Yeah, it seems like most of the stocks I'm looking at are sideways,
Yeah, yeah, which is a tough a tough one
which is the way
to
the
look at.
market is
But
right
I
now.
do want to point out this one, Baba. Baba is a good one to pay attention on this. Um, this one is doing. Come on. All right. So it's basically poised to break out on this. Um, it's just it looks like it's doing a cup and handle at this point, right? It tried to break it, or you can call it W as well. Cup and handle. If this is break, then we do have a way to run to 188, which is the first resistance. And then if we look at the bigger picture, it's gonna try to go to 200, I believe here, 198 something. So it does have power to run. So that will be something that I want to watch, and this is something that I want to trade as well if that break that level. So maybe rather than thinking about trading, Boeing and Amazon, I'm thinking to trade this. It's better to trade this one rather than the other two. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. So Baba, that will be another thing. Well, let's look at if it's pullback, and you can see as well. This one is doing the low higher, so which is good. I think it has power to. This is a bad drawing. No wonder I get into trouble with Tesla. There you go. Perfect. So yeah, so it's making a low high, so I think it has power to the upside. What else do I want to see? Oh, WTW. I already mentioned that. If hold 21, then it does have a power to 2250, which is another example. I can do a credit put spread, or I can just buy. I do have a position right now. I have 3 contract that I bought for Jan to 2021, and I believe my strike price is 20. So that one is making money right now. Um, Maybe when it hits 2250, I will sell it, or maybe I can sell the call and getting more credit on that part, and then hold the gen and sell the weekly call. So I'm getting like double dip on those. So we'll see. It's something tempting that I want to add more basically on the Weight Watcher. Um, Baba, we already talked Baba, and then gold. I want to talk about gold. Gold has been sideways. The last one, which is, I believe I sold this in 120. Uh, this is GC, so it's future. Let's go to GLD then. It's better because I did have a position on this a while back. So I sold it on 125. So I was making good money on this and start pulling back and then kept going up and never breached that 125 anymore as a resistance now, and it start pulling back. So I think gold, it will start pulling back as well. 121 is the key area to watch. And then there's also 119 and 118 right here. 118 is the major support, and this is the area that I want to buy. As you can see, the blue line is start going up as well. So 118 right there, 117, 118, that'll be a good area to buy. And this is going to be a long-term trade. I do have 50 grand that I want to spend on this guy. I'll probably not spend it right away. I'm probably just going to buy, build it up around 118, 117, and keep it for a longer time. It's going to probably will test again around 128 in the long run. It doesn't happen. It's not gonna happen right away. If the market pull back big, then this guy can run pretty quick. All right. I think that's all I have. Oh, oil. Yes, this is what I want to talk at the beginning.
Oh yes, oil's been very interesting lately.
Yes. So this guy, it's in super overbought area now. It's been bouncing well since December. I believe I mentioned this on the weekly call. Irene and I bought this, and then we sold it here when it bounced from here. We made a good money. Now it just keep grinding higher. Now it's basically going back to that 61.8 Fibonacci, which is the retracement. Now in this area, you can see the 61.8 also have a major resistance. Okay. So oil right now at 63.26, which is that was closed on Friday. Now on Monday or next week, 63.91 or 64, that's going to be the area I want to watch. This is going to be the first stock that I'm going to short next week. So if stock pulling back, then it might be have also a power to pull back the ES or the SPX or the SPY. Because oil is SPY. Oil is one of the SPY 500 stock in that category. So yeah, so just to pay attention on oil, there's a multiple play that you can do. You can buy SEO, which is the inverse short. I'm sorry, the short. Yeah, it is the short. It's the oil ultra short oil ETF. So you can buy this for upside. This one, I believe it does have a big spread on the option. Let's take a look. Yeah, 30 to 40, which is 10 cents, 15 to 25, 10 cents. So it has about, you can put, like, for example, you don't want to buy too short on that. You want to buy maybe in October and pay a little bit more. Even like this, 160, 175. So that's a big gap on the spread. 140, 150. So that's 10 cents. So you can put 145 on this, right? So it just really depends what you want to play, or you can just buy the stock, SEO stock. So there's also another one called, I forget what is this, SOXS. Oh, that's a semiconductor. SEO? I think it's SEO. Okay, then I don't have it then. USO, you can short USO, which is the stock, the ETF for oil. Yeah, you can basically just sell the stock on this one, or you can buy the option and then buy the put if you want to do it that way. Let's take a look if there's anything big on this guy. So we do have 8,000, 13.5 versus 13.15. That's on May. Nothing big on that. We already talked about that one. July, nothing as well. So April 18. So 13 is the big. So between now and April 18, so it might have potential. Let's say by next week it bounced up to 1350. So it has a lot of potential on 13 as a pullback. So 50 cents on that one. This one's 1350. This is just basically a speculation. So by looking at the USO, USO doesn't see as a 6.18% yet. So let's take a look at this. Okay, that's a bad drawing. Let's change it. We are almost to 1350. There you go. So 1350 is the 61.8, and then if it reached that, I'm gonna sell it, sell the stock, and target back to that $13 by April 18. Will it happen? It doesn't. It doesn't mean it will happen right away. So, but hey, anything with the stock, it's all about learning technical. And if it works for you, it works. Then you make money. If it doesn't work, cut loss right away. That's pretty much I have.
Thank you, Johnny.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, and we'll talk again.
You too.
See you, Heather.
See
Bye.
ya.